had a sign that was made for the front door, and it ended up not working out. It didn't come out like we wanted. And we wanted to open, so we opened without a sign, and people kept coming, and we thought, maybe it's just more of a speakeasy type way where, there's no signage, so, people kind of have to, by word of mouth, say, oh, it's the wooden door to the right, next to Andy's, and you got to work a little bit to get here.
And then you see the staircase, and people are always like, oh, we always thought that this was a weird a random doctor's apartment or some type of apartment. We never knew that there was a bar above another bar. So I think it's the whole people can't find it kind of thing. It's not as obvious, it just looks like a regular door.
Back in 2011, the band that I play in, Midlake, we were recording a record. So we were in between records. We thought it would be fun to pool our money together that we had savings with the band and start something. We didn't know what, but it seemed like for a band it wouldn't be too far-fetched of an idea to start a bar. So that's kind of where it all began, and we started looking at different spaces that we could possibly do something that was a bar that we would want to go to and hang out, have a conversation, and have great cocktails and a great vibe. So that was kind of the start of Paschall Bar.
Paschall was actually the architect that made this building. It's actually just really funny. This building has been here since 1877. It's the oldest building now because there was a big fire, I think in the early 1900s. And it wiped out all the buildings, but this building was the only one that was left because Mr. Paschall put salt in the walls, and not for safety, but for superstition. He was a very superstitious kind of man.
He was one of the founding members of the Square in establishing businesses. It's been around for a really, really long time, and one of the aspects too that we still try to establish that he instilled was like the grocer's sense of reach and connecting with our guests and making sure that they're comfortable and taken care of. So we have this tendency to extend a cordial invitation, and pun intended, cordials, but a cordial invitation for our guests to come and enjoy themselves.
I don't think you always see all the craft and work that goes behind the scenes leading up to a cocktail in a glass, but there's a lot of heart and a lot of hard work that has been put into that. And yeah, my hat is off to the staff, because they're the ones that have historically done that. If we would have remained how we started in that world, it probably wouldn't have gone very far, and we would have probably got laughed at, because like I said, we were so ignorant and green to how to do this. We really evolved, and it was the staff that helped sharpen us.
When we are devising a new cocktail menu, it is very democratic. I have my staff up here, and we taste and come up with, even from the names and everything, like, well, what is the story behind this cocktail that you're devising? And then the other end of it is just pure experimentation, because, up here I can provide my staff with anything that they would need possibly to experiment and just not go crazy, but just let's see what you could come up with and really push the craft cocktail aspect of it.
We all kind of, at the end, it's all our cocktails. There's no just one individual who's working on one cocktail. So it's really it's nice, it's very hands-on. Here, there's a little bit more showmanship. People want to see you make a drink, they want to talk to you, they want to know what's going on in your brain because you're making their drinks and stuff. So, you have to there's almost like a theatrics to this. There's a guy, a German man, older man that came in the other day, and it was kind of laughing, kind of enjoying, watching me and stuff. I was like, man, yeah, we do love the theater. He was like, well, this is definitely American theater, being a bartender.
It's always cool to see, because there is a lot of flair to some of these cocktails where the bartender is the star, and they're just creating something for somebody, finding out maybe what they like. Do they like certain liquor? Do they like a more citrus drink? Do they like a more boozy drink? Do they like a more sweet drink? And then really crafting something for them. And
we try to provide that private, intimate service for our guests too, that make them feel, comfortable, obviously, but also that they can just sit, grab a book, read, play chess, just hang out and enjoy themselves and indulge. every Sunday, Mike Lozecki and his jazz trio come up here, and it's really an excellent atmosphere just to come and unwind. He's such like an amazing musician, and he's a really talented person as well. So it's just always nice having them up here.
It really became something that took off on its own and found its community of folks that come up and just fill the place with just great music and people on Sunday nights. It's been a really organic thing, and we've seen a lot of different cool guest musicians come through, so it's been a great addition. We really tried not to just say, okay, we're just going to put this homogeneous layout of just chairs that won't break for 10 years that look okay. Like, no, stuff's going to break. We felt like creating those different pockets and that warm kind of comfort and, I don't know, just something that was a little bit unique would translate, or we at least hoped it would, and people would say, oh, I want to sit in my seat, and then, oh, next week I'm going to go sit over there and enjoy these different areas that you would do at a house. You know, we always kind of looked at it as like the living room that we wish we had, you know, at our own homes, you know, and to see people experiencing that and finding that unique nature was and still is, you know, really special to us. We really want to create something that it's authentic, and it's from our heart, and it's something that people can enjoy. Whether that's a cocktail that we're creating, whether it's some food, whether it's sitting around and enjoying a conversation, whether it's the jazz and the darts, all the different aspects of it. We wanted it to be something that we genuinely love ourselves and want to share with other people, and that was always the heart at the beginning of it, was creating something that we loved, but we wanted to offer to others to enjoy as well.
It's not always just about, hey, do you want something else, or how are you doing? Like, we just really try to reach out and be personal with everybody. Like, and not just in the building, outside of the building. Because, you know, my staff and the service industry and everything, we all know each other, especially on the square. And so there's a bunch of relationships. And I mean, you could almost call it Denton family. It is really what sets us apart, is the sense of you're at home. Yeah, you're not a customer, you're our guest.